Most people have no idea where their salt comes from. Watch as we find our own salt in Hawaii.
So I think this is primed for a good set of salt in the next few days. So we've got water in the puddle here. As long as the waves don't get too big and it stays pretty flat like this and it stays sunny, then these will dehydrate and form all that salt crystal. If the waves get big again, it's gonna wash over the rocks and we're gonna have to start over. So in the next few days, we'll come back and see if there's any salt formed.
Continue on the journey and see if we can do more research on our own. We'll get online and see if there's more definitive stuff we can research about it, and then we'll bring in our actual experience from checking the same site with different conditions, and we'll see if we can actually come up with some knowledgeable insights from the actual experience. April 23rd? 25th, April 25th. So April 25th, 2025. So I think at least we can use the date to eventually see if we can come up with some determining factors.
Yeah, I think too, documenting what the wave conditions look like right now. So now that we're walking higher up on the shore, if bigger waves were to splash up higher, I think those would have a better chance of drying out sooner. But because of our honey hole being so close to the water's edge, as soon as you get like really big swells, it kind of just washes away any salt that we may have already formed. Like, there's a very good chance there was salt 2 weeks ago, but we missed it.
Perusing the coast, and here's a little salt pocket. I wouldn't say it's a honey hole, but let's see how much salt there really is. So not a ton, but definitely if you wanted to get a few handfuls for your dinner that night, this would definitely suffice. So I'll show them in comparison to the water. I would say we're probably 20 yards away from the actual coast. So individual to where our honey hole isn't producing right now because the actual location of it, yet there are small pockets just 100 yards away that are producing salt. So this isn't the gold rush, but this is some level of salt.
It's May 1st. It's been, I think, about 6 days since we checked last. That was Saturday, today's Thursday. And the conditions look good, but there's a little bit of a swell. So I don't know if that swell would have washed up any salt that was going to form, and maybe we should have come yesterday and we missed it. But we're gonna go find out. I think there's about a 23% chance we find salt in the honey hole. What do you think? I think I see a little something. Yeah, I do. Still there, but they haven't evaporated, so it looks pretty much identical to what it was on Saturday. And you can see there's little salt pockets up here farther away from the coastline. We're just gonna have to keep coming back until it's here.
No dice. So clearly it's either too windy or the water has been up too much, but you can see right now no salt deposits. So we'll keep on coming out here and hopefully we can start to pick up on the actual trends of the perfect climate and what conditions it takes to actually get the salt.
Here's a nice little chunk, but nothing to like necessarily write home about, but still a good amount. So it is forming, just not in the big pockets that we want. Okay.
Zoom in on the crystalline structure and be part of the video.
We've hit pay dirt at the honey hole. Today is June 21st. We kind of took a big hiatus from checking for the salt because we went all the way to Thailand for a month. But we're back and it's looking like a really good day for it. We've definitely seen it more loaded in the past, but this is still going to be a really good haul. And we even brought a watermelon with us to taste with some vinegar, but once we found the salt, we were like, well, duh, we're gonna have to put some salt on the watermelon with the vinegar, and it turned out phenomenal. So we urge you to try that combo this summer. And we're just gonna take our cues from nature, so we went ahead and started brewing a salty watermelon vinegar that'll be ready in a few months, and you're not gonna wanna miss that out when it's ready. As promised, we did a bit of research, and it turns out that once the salt ponds are filled and evaporation begins, the brine needs to reach a certain salinity before the crystals can actually form on the surface. If the conditions are just right, so hot, dry, calm, as we suspected, those crystals can appear within just 4 to 6 hours. So that's a way more narrow window than we actually thought, and if you miss it, the salt sinks to the bottom and it's gone. So it kind of makes sense that every time we come out here, there's no clear rhyme or reason, and maybe the conditions were perfect the day before, or maybe there was a little wind or wave action that disrupted it. It's a delicate process, and it just reminds us about patience and timing. So all we can do is keep showing up and stay ready to catch it when nature decides to give.